So, hi all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on the time of the day you are joining me. I'm analyst Ankur, and I'm back with another session. So, this is with Deepti is all about the leverage of vibe coding AI assistants, agentic AI, for two specific reasons. One, for making the development faster. Second, um, to reduce the cost and bring faster MVPs, bring faster stakeholder buy-ins, as we were discussing in our last couple of interactions as well. Deepti regularly keeps on working in the different um, hackathons. She regularly participates in different competitions, not just to showcase her prowess, but at the same time, it's a passion and curiosity in building the stuff that helps founders. She was asking me the other day the problems that I face. I just told her I lose context of conversations sometime because as founders we are supposed to wear multiple hats from sales to marketing, at the same time operations, and you need to run the complete P&L responsibility. In that particular aspect, as I told Deepti, that okay, I lose the context. She has created couple of, not just two, not just four, she has created couple of interesting MVPs, and then small workflows, which she would show in the next couple of minutes, which help people like me, founders like me, in keeping the context better, uh, and not losing up on the right set of leads. So over to you, Deepti, and please help with a quick introduction of yours for the people who are watching you for the first time.
Hi everyone. My name is Deepti. I'm a senior data engineer based out of San Jose, California. Currently, I work at the intersection of data and AI. And in this talk, I'm going to talk about how agentic workflow automation is disrupting the industry. I have been doing a lot of the tasks on the repeated basis, but over a period of a time, I had realized that I end up spending more time in doing these repeated tasks, which could have easily been automated by AI. And let me walk you through some of the examples in this call today, which can be catered to your own use case as well easily. The
Mm-hmm.
first is that, as Ankur mentioned, I keep on taking part in a lot of hackathons because I personally enjoy working under stress, coming up with the interesting solutions from the problems faced by Ankur or somebody else. One of the problems which I actually face on my personal side, which can be translated into Ankur or any other founder's dilemma, is that we keep on working on multiple projects, and after every project, usually I like to share them on a Medium blog or a Substack and even create a LinkedIn post with some essential notes. I spend 10 hours building the project, and I end up spending usually at least 1 to 2 hours reviewing the Medium draft and the LinkedIn post generated
Mm-hmm.
by the
Mm-hmm.
LLMs.
Okay.
I do not like that process because I go through each of the LinkedIn posts at multiple times before approving it. So I thought, let me actually automate this on the first case because I would be the first user of such automation. So
Right.
to improve,
So, Deepti, can we zoom it a bit, and also let's go one by one, column wise, to see what are the different attributes you are capturing.
so the first attribute is the project name. So this can be the current project your team has been working on if you're from coming from the engineering team, and then what platform it is being used for, and then what was it built by. Was it an independent project? Was it a group project? Or who were the people responsible for building that project? And then most importantly, what problem this project is solving, who are the key users, what are the key features inside it, and what are some of the interesting decisions or trade-offs in this project
Okay.
that you have come across or challenges. And then what had worked well, like some of the learnings I
Okay.
had learned during developing that project, and what was the most hardest part. And then I have summarized all the key learnings, and then I have shared here the link of the project, and then and what tone and I want the medium in the LinkedIn post to be. I can
Okay.
make it reflective, emotional, empathetic, friendly, any tone. And then I can mention here the status, which will enable my workflow automation to identify whether we need to draft a medium draft and LinkedIn draft, and as well as any other notes required for people like me, if I'm going on a discussion with the say Ankur or anybody else to share. I can just look at these notes and use them in my meeting that okay, I had built this project Nephro Compass, and these are some of the notes that I would like to share you, so
Got
that they
it.
can get an overall idea about that. Now
Got it.
let me
So I would
walk
like
you.
to just quickly help our viewers understand that uh, this is quite similar to how case studies are being presented by companies once the project is completed, or like how case studies are showcased. There are three parts to any of the case study. One is the objective, one is the process that was followed, and the third is the impact. So as Deepti showcased the different attributes, those cover the objective, the process, and the impact. So as you can see, you can use different attributes in this, and also provide the tonality of the of how the case study should be. It can be very discussive, it can be playful, it can be empathetic. So those different tonalities are also available. Yeah, over to you, Deepti.
Now, second part of the problem come identifying the right tool to automate my this process. Since I took part in hackathon and got few credits from this company Rilo, which is developing a text to workflow automation. So I used that and I simply just wrote a prompt here to give the idea and the problem in a very simple in language what my problem is and what kind of a solution I want to build. Like if you see here my prompt carefully, I'm mentioning specifically that use Google Sheet as a source of truth. This can be anything, your own database as well,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
Relo provides a lot of integrations. Then I have mentioned here what information is included in all the rows. And after that, I have clearly given the instruction that for each project, reason what makes the project interesting, what make it worth sharing. Then what I my ask is from Relo, like generate here a medium style article draft that explains the problem, approach, and learning in a calm, reflective tone. Then after that, create a LinkedIn post draft that is concise, human, and learning focused. And also
Okay.
mentioned that avoid these kind of a language. You can actually modify this prompt as per your needs. And another good cool thing about Relo, what I realized while developing this automation was that it works with me like in a keeping a human in loop. It's not like generating entire automation in one go. It
Okay.
thinks step by step manner, and if I scroll over, you can see that it is asking me different questions before giving that. And I'm asking the draft because I want to even review the things before sending the final medium post or the LinkedIn draft. So I'm ensuring that guardrails and human decision making is still a part of the entire architecture. And then you can see here like workflow is created, then it's asking that it needs some more information, and like it not wanted to interact with my Google Sheet, I provided that information. It is updating the different configurations and all that. And then finally, if I go here, it generates the output in with these tabs like graph, which is like your flow chart with what's
Okay.
happening. It's going to the first, if you go to the configuration, you can see that firstly it's going to the Excel sheet, checking the sheet name and sheet ID, and then secondly it goes to the action I had specified to use LLM agents to generate the medium and LinkedIn drafts. And then I've kept an option that once the draft are written, write them back to the Google Sheets. And then there's an option that if I want to email these draft back to me, because usually if you work in a big enterprise, you need to actually share these draft with your coworkers and your managers as well.
Yes, yes.
And
So can you show
another
the output of one of the of any of the
uh,
one? Would that be possible?
yeah, give me a minute. Let me actually show you something interesting. Like here, I'm on this one, generate medium and LinkedIn draft. So I can go and edit this block, and you can see here which tool it is being used. Then it is specifying the function of the tool and giving the output. And if I go further here, it says that there is a LLM writing agent involved. So here you can see that it's mentioning the output type. I can choose the LLM model depending on my
Okay.
need. Like since it's a writing, I don't need very advanced model, and I can give here the description, and even here I can change the role and context and modify the prompt given to the LLM to generate the
Got it.
medium
Got
and
it.
type post. So that all ensures that I always have a part in this automation. I'm not actually imposing and telling the LLMs to take over everything.
Got it. And how does the output look like?
Let's actually run it right now. Let's
Yeah.
start the execution, and you can easily see that see
So
the
would it
total.
provide so as there were multiple row items that were there filled in your Excel, so would it provide the LinkedIn post and Medium post for all the articles, or one of it?
So right now I've configured it to just provide to one of it,
Okay.
so that we can save on time. But if you give the prompt to provide for everyone, it will provide for everyone. Like you can see here right now, the second step is running, which is generating Medium and LinkedIn drafts while it's being the workflow is executed.
Okay.
And you can see here while it's under execution, I have the option. I can see that how the workflow automation is working, what is its syncing process, and I can view the results here itself, like what was the output. You
Okay.
can see that it has given me a complete medium style article for the nephro compass, like how it was built, what was the problem, what are the key features, depending on the inputs I had given. And
Okay.
then it has also given me a draft for medium in the JSON format. And then there's a draft for the LinkedIn post that which you can read easily. It's pretty interesting and very much how I would actually write. Like it says that I recently built Nephro Compass, a tool aimed to help kidney patients. First, personalized, trustworthy guidance all in one place. And since I've mentioned in the previously as well in the LLM agent model, I can vary the tone, add more components to make these posts more personalized as per my use case, not a
So,
generic post.
so Deepti, I have a very quick question, and then we would jump to the next case study that we have to discuss. But um, in terms of the content that is created, um, does this particular text that has come up, would this only include the set of data that is provided in the columns preceding to it, like the input columns, or some of the things would be coming from the public domain as well?
Some
Can
of
those
the
things come in?
Yes, so Rilo actually provide a lot of integrations. So let
Yeah.
me walk you through Rilo. So if you go here to the integrations, you can see here it has more than 1,000 integrations available, and you can also create your own custom integration as well. It can link to the Gmail, different databases, different CRM tools, and even web scraping, and
Okay.
even like your calendar. Like yesterday, I actually sent an calendar invite to almost 100 people for a meeting I'm supposed to have for one of the organizations I volunteer for. And I found
Got
it
it.
pretty interesting. I was just testing it. And
Got it.
before we jump into the next project, so you can see that in the Excel sheet, the automation has already given the medium draft, LinkedIn draft, and the notes in the required column. I had not written anything. I just executed the workflow, and which took like less than a minute. We were
Yeah.
talking while it ran and completed everything. Isn't that impressive? Because this used to take me like 1 to 2 hours almost after every project.
Right, right. This would definitely have this has use case for not just you. This has use case for the broader enterprises as well, because there would be thousands of columns filled in by different set of stakeholders in a IT services or a SaaS solution project. Different stakeholders are part of the different teams, and at different points in time they have supported the project. So if we think from that standpoint, it's a month's activity to build a case study that would be done in couple of minutes. So yeah, coming to the next set of project that Deepti has built, this project was about once the project is finished and you have to summarize the set of offerings. The project, the other project that she has built is based on how we are going towards getting a new project. So in terms of the GTM, in terms of getting the right leads, and as I had said, in terms of keeping the context intact with those leads. Over to you, Deepti.
So let me walk through this. So I have to build this one. This was an actual project submitted in hackathon organized by the Rilo. The other one was just the things I started building on my own. So I went to a couple of people like Ankur and even few of my friends to understand what are a couple of the GTM problems they face. And one of the key theme which was coming over that I have a lot of meetings and I forget how to prepare for the meeting. I often lose the context, whether it's a first meeting or a repeated meeting. I want something which will help me in preparing for these meetings in advance because almost every day I spend 2 to 3 hours just for the meeting preparation. So I ask them, okay, what kind of a data I would need to look at to create like a founder briefing automation for you. So I had here also created an Excel sheet
Okay.
which had the information like who the person you are having the meeting with, and what's the email, what's the company the person work in, what's the role, what's a LinkedIn profile, and what is the source, how we got to know this particular person. Is it like a first time interaction or a second time interaction?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
was that last interaction with the person? What were, are there any notes from the last conversation or anything that can help me better? And then I have given these column buyer signals, next action steps, and what did the follow up is due. And these two columns, J and K, these would be actually filled by the automation and
Okay.
not only help the people like Ankur who are busy to prepare for the meeting, but they can just have a quick look. Okay, this is the person, and this is the current problem they are facing in, and that's how I come in and pitch in my solution to them.
Got it.
And
Got it. Yeah.
let's go to its configuration. So firstly, it only right now it only selects the 5 leads. You can change it, and in fact, you can add more variables as needed by your use case in this Excel sheet. And after that, it enriches this data from the YouTube, like it searches on the LinkedIn links as well as YouTube about my company I'm
Okay.
working in, my LinkedIn profile, those kind of things, and then checks the other inputs like is the first time interaction or the last notes or any other points I have given to create debriefing notes and the next action steps required, as well as mark the lead is it like a lead, high conversation lead, medium or low conversation lead, and then send me a email draft personalized for each lead mentioned in the Excel sheet. I
Got it.
wanted to be very clear on the personalized because every person is a different. You are going to have a different set of meeting points for each meeting.
So,
And
Deepti,
this
a quick question that is coming in my head is, if you can quickly go to that Excel, all those input parameters,
yeah,
like the last conversation. So, I'm just thinking, uh, can
we
it?
can build we can actually build another workflow automation that fills in this Excel sheet, and
Right.
also like this LinkedIn profile and the company information. So there's another company full enrich, so where you can just pass on the my information, my company information, and it can fetch out my LinkedIn profile and my company's URL as well. We can enrich this information by combining it with the different APIs. And in fact,
And
this
and
Excel
it
sheet.
can and it can also connect with my LinkedIn to. Uh,
Exactly.
okay.
It can
Okay.
connect to your LinkedIn, it can connect to your calendar, like these last conversation notes. So you can actually record the meeting and use the transcript of the meeting as a last conversation notes to make the job easier for the this workflow automation. And I've mentioned here that it sends you a daily email. So let's start and see how the output looks like.
Yeah.
And while I walk you through the entire blog, so firstly, you can see that it says select up to 5 leads. The first part of the is to select how many leads I want,
Okay.
and then second part is that enrich leads with the
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn and YouTube data, and you can actually vary this thing. If you look at the configuration, I have here use a web tool, YouTube, LinkedIn. I can mention here any other tools or any other integrations that Relo has or your automation tool has. And then here the entire context, what this block is doing is mentioned. And then you can see here it it is checking doing a web scraping around the YouTube, around the internet and the LinkedIn profile of the people
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, and then That's where the LLM come in, generate founder debriefing, HTML, and next actions.
Okay.
So if I go here, so here the LLM tool is coming up, and if I go below, the LLM agent is there. So it mentions here the what output I want in what format. You can actually vary how you want the output, because before I came to the final output, I actually tested with a couple of outputs, and whatever the best fit I could think of, I actually just give the rough instructions to the Relo in the chat itself that I want the output in this particular format. If you
Okay.
can work around. So Relo itself understood my things in the plain language and generated the email output in the format I wanted in. And then you can choose your own model and give the description, and you can mention here the entire role and context and what is the current objective, everything. This is all editable.
Got it. Got it.
Once that is done, the last part is to send a daily email, HTML email. So here you can see that it's connecting to your Gmail, and it sends you an email around your scheduled time, or you can
Hmm.
run it at
Okay.
basis as per your requirement, and then it sends whatever the email was generated in the first block to your email address, or email address connected to your to this account. You can actually even send this to the multiple users, like you want to share it with your partners or even the people involved in the meeting. So you can actually configure it like that as well. And then lastly, it's updating the Excel sheet with the next action steps as well. If you can see here, yeah, it's connecting here to the Google sheet, and then you're mentioning here what does this blog do. Like it, for each lead, it suggests the next action steps, as well as check that what is, if
Hmm.
there is a last briefing date exists, then do not add any new columns. And do those kind of a checking as well. And you can actually change it, add more columns, or even enrich more data. And
Got it. So can we go to the Excel sheet one? Is the data put in there?
I think there's some error while executing this one.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Let
Got it.
me
Yeah, you can take care of that error later maybe. But one thing that I had
see.
in mind. Okay.
See, if you see here, it went wrong. So it itself, Relo itself is debugging the error. So it has its
Okay.
own QA working on fixing the issues if I'm running the workflow.
Got it. I just had one question. While you had the credits, as you mentioned, because of the hackathons you participate and use present. But what would be the cost of building such a platform? Like what would be the recurring cost, say, per month that the users would have to pay? In any broad range of understanding on that?
So if I go here to Relo and check the various pricing options, so depending on your account type, there
Mm-hmm.
are different plans. So if you're an enterprise, you can actually talk to their salesperson and see which one works for you. Since I right now I'm on a zero plan because I got some credits for the hackathon, but if you're
So how
looking
much
for more.
credits it took you to build that solution, if at a ballpark level?
Oh, sure. Let's check it out. So you can see here for
Okay.
every workflow I have developed, they have given the credits. So this one includes the credits are actually not involved in building. The credits are actually spent when I run the workflow.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Like anytime I run the workflow, so these credits start coming in. Right now, you see it's 76, and for the uh, project and content draft, it is just 5 credits because it was not actually much work by the LLMs. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
depends also on the complexity of the workflow, how much credits you need.
Got it. Got it. So users can go to Relo's website. They can check out the pricing. They can reach out to Deepti directly to understand more as to how these solutions can be built, or directly you can borrow from her and understand how these solutions can be used. Thank you for joining today. This was a super interesting session on how we can keep the context intact. If certain enterprises are building case study, I know multiple teams working together. You just need to build in that Excel of attributes, get different people fill that, and then whole of the case study development is done by this system. Similarly, for the people who are in sales, this is a very effective tool to keep the leads warm. So we will be back with another session at House of Analyst Anchor. Till then, stay tuned and do provide in comment section what did you like about it. What are some of the suggestions you have for it, and if you would like to directly reach out to Deepti, feel free to reach out to her. I will put her LinkedIn link and LinkedIn profile link in the comment section. Thank you, Deepti, for joining in, and best wishes for your next hackathons and new projects.
Thank you.